What if, with another what if video, which will be what if Izuku or Deku had a stand. This will of course be a remake because I didn't like how the other one went, and I just felt that the stand that I used for that I gave him just didn't fit the My Hero Academia universe too well, and it was a bit too overpowered. So yeah, here I'm going to be using a different stand. As an explanation for the stand's name is going to be Symphony. Symphony, well, as its name implies, it's related to music and sound, where basically, depending on the sound, and this is especially more common with music, it will generate weapons or other items based on the sound or the song. An example of this would be Ride of the Valkyries. Basically, when listening to this, a chariot with burning Pegasi will be generated. And no, it's not going to be like generated similarly to the Green Lantern Corps, how they've got their green constructs. No, it's going to be like a physical, like it looks like it's actually what it is. So you're going to see like maybe a Greek chariot, golden inscribed into it. And you're going to it's going to be red, some blue, the Pegasi are going to actually look like Pegasi. They're going to have proper wings that will be able to function, and the fire will be hot. But yeah, it's not like they're going to be generating living beings, because the stand may be OP in some ways, but it's not that OP. Sorry. The stand itself is of average build, similar to the original Deku, and it will be coloured pink in most areas, with white note shapes over the ears, and green eyes. So the note shapes will kind of be similar to like headphones and stuff. That's going to be the concept for them. I do have a picture, but I haven't been able to find it recently, so yeah, I'll probably show that, end up showing that next time. Moving on onto the story. When Deku is born, everything goes to canon, with a slight change that even from below 4 years old, when a clock awakens, Deku, or however as it always will be, Izuku, is incredibly intelligent even for a small child, and actually has a bit of buff. Not muscular, because that would look super weird on a child, like, that feels wrong. But rather small tones on his face, wink wink, arms and torso, some on his legs. This also gives him a small strength boost, which will grow over time as with his age. Even if he's because even if, I'm not trying to be sexist here, but even if a male is weak when they're a child, they naturally become much stronger when they grow up. So yeah, you can imagine what's going to happen here. So yeah, this in total gives him a small confidence boost, not pride and stuff, but not like arrogance and stuff, but a bit of pride and jazz, all that jazz. But yeah, it's enough to not be Baku fucks bitch. I do not like Baku, as you can tell from that. When Izuku turns 4, he goes to the doctor as usual, find the same circumstances of having normal bones, which doesn't hurt Izuku too bad, to be honest here, because he understands that as long as he trains, he can still become something. That's what I was hinting at earlier, and we'll be hinting at later on. But the doctor actually does continue to say, although Izuku has said bone, he likely is part of the group of people who still have that bone, as he already possesses greater muscle, which no normal child should have, since, simply put, no child can put themselves through the training. It's just psychology, not a dig at parents or kids. Wait, give me a second, my dog's screaming. Okay. So, this gives a sparkle to Izuku's eye. Since he is still a kid, he will enjoy knowing he's able to be a hero with the quirk. Get it? The doctor then says you will just need to wait a bit longer for it if you're fine with that. Inko stutters, no, I'm sure it will be fine. Izuku nods as well. With that, they say goodbye and desert them. Sorry, I need to re-say that. With that, they say goodbye and desert them. Get Rickrolled, boy. 2 years pass by, most people unlocking their quirks, but of course some late bloomers are around, with Izuku included. Bakufuck never really believes him, because there is a chance he will get, even if it doesn't matter to him, get a quirk. By the way, by him I mean both Bakufuck and Izuku. Also, this Izuku is still a top tier student and physically great. So yeah. A few days after his birthday, after those 2 years, like a few days, around 12, Izuku is actually watching a cicada break out from its shell. A wild shed ninja appears. Okay, that was a bad joke. A rat does though. Basically, she steps on the cicada, which this isn't fully unprovoked, though. Basically, Izuku was ignoring her when she tried to pull him out. This is weird to say about kids, but yeah, basically, she had a weird small crush on him, but is what you could consider having an alpha mindset. So she will go out her way to get attention, even doing this. It won't change a single thing. This isn't a romantic interest. This is just me saying random bullshit. Anyway, as she steps on the cicada is exiting its shedding. Izuku overflows with anger, because, he's watching this thing, she's ruined it for him, yada yada yada. Although, to the girl, she just sees a kid in a tank top suddenly gaining shadows over his eyes, not the hentai kind, with a menacing feeling appearing from his crouched body. Jojo, pose. Anyway. Then a weak pink aura, in the girl's eyes at least, hits towards her, throwing her back a meter or 5. This was his awakening, although since this Izuku is more collected, he doesn't admit to having a quirk yet, and actually trains with it a little. And although he knows the premise of power, the premise of its power, so the music stuff and the sound stuff, he actually just tries to test everything. What noises work? How fast? How strong? Is it always the same contract? So forth, for a month. Here are the test results based on stand marks A to E, because that's what they show you in the actual show. Potential, A++. Power, D-. Speed, B-. Range, D. Durability, E+. Precision, B. In layman's terms, hits pretty fast, average strength, can't take hits, can go around 20 meters, pretty precise / above average, and has a shit ton of potential, mainly because of the abilities. Anyway, after this, Izuku goes back to the doctor with his mum after the month has passed, with that girl thankfully not trying to tell people about the pink aura that she saw when she was blown back. So yeah, with this, he's now officially deemed as a person with a quirk, even though he was kind of like partially deemed previously. So yeah, they do try to understand what his quirk is called, and they end up calling it stand, because the way it seems after they have actually thrown mist around it, or like some sort of foam, is that it's actually like a human almost that is standing by Izuku, so they are going to call his quirk stand. But yeah, they understand that to people with quirks, it only really appears as a pink aura or some sort of pink mist slightly coating certain parts of its body that it's using, although it's not fully shown to them. There's not pink all around the body. But yeah, they also found out that it can come out of any part of Izuku's body, and it they understand that it has something to do with stand. Of course, they're not going to go full on through this kid's abilities because they've got shit to do. It's not like when you read what ifs and fanfics, they're not just going to spend like an hour being like testing it, like, oh, we can do this is its power, oh, dun. Yeah, no, that's not how this fucking works. They get the idea of it. They kind of understand what the power is. It's an invisible guy who can manipulate some sort of sound-related things. That's basically what they've got with it. They're calling it stand. So yeah, this is me being a little bit pissed off with some of the other things, but for some reason I exaggerate it a lot. Remember, these are kids, they're not going to pay attention to it unless it's a child of a hero or it's visibly a very, very strong quirk. Like, I don't know, Todoroki has both a strong quirk and part of the family, so he feels them both. But like, I can't think of any quirk that's like super powerful. I can't think of any of them, but whatever. That really doesn't matter. Maybe Hawks, but Hawks had that whole situation. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So yeah, time moves forwards, but Bakugo, of course, in its arrogance, like in every other what if that you've ever seen, gets pissed off with Izuku having a seemingly good quirk. Of course, thinking that his is always going to be better. But yeah, he's still going to be pissed off about it. So he starts picking fights with Izuku. Now, Izuku kind of starts to develop similarly to like a green-haired and green-eyed Jotaro. As you can see in the picture, he basically ends up with like, at some point he gets the coat. He doesn't actually buy the hat. He doesn't have a hat. Okay. So actually, he gets the hat. But here, it's not going to look like Izuku's the normal Izuku, like the Deku Izuku with the curly all over the place hair, wearing a hat. That's just no. This is more of like an Aizen Sasuke sort of look. You know Aizen, slick back hair, that little one ahoge coming forwards, like more of a built and stern face. That's what Izuku's got going on, so it doesn't look too weird at the fact that he's wearing a hat that is fusing with his hair. But yeah. What else? But yeah, so he does end up getting that whole outfit, and basically he just doesn't give a shit about anyone. It pisses off a few people, but they can't really do anything about it. He's kind of like a less arrogant and bitchy Bakugo, but honestly, he's he's a normal kid. He's just a normal kid, basically, just much smarter than them. Might as well be like 2 years above them. But yeah. Whenever Bakugo goes to fight him, and he will always see that Izuku is wearing headphones, earphones, whatever, and is listening to music whilst Bakugo is talking to him, so it pisses off Bakugo even more. Like, every time he goes up to Izuku, he's listening to music. And then Bakugo goes to attack Izuku, and whatever song he's listening to, he will manifest a weapon based on it. For example, he's listening to Break, the one from the JoJo Part 4 song, the Breakthrough or something, that song, he's listening to that one time, and he just summons like a bat or something, and just like a wax, he uses the stand to bash Bakugo's face in, like just smashes him across the room. So yeah. Yeah, if you've got something that can go up to 20 meters and a guy can make explosions that go about 5 meters, you're pretty much in the clear, like, all the time. I said 20 meters, right? Yeah, I said 20 meters. But yeah, moving on. Izuku is the top of his grade, with Bakugo right below him. He's also physically well endowed. Like, he's getting a more buff body the older he gets. He does work out in his spare time, just in case he ever loses his quirk somehow, or his quirk is erased. Just because this Izuku is smart. He's not naive or anything, he's smart. He understands that he has to have fighting styles and stuff. Again, that's what I'm saying. He's not an arrogant bitch like Bakugo. Again, Bakugo will never train. He will never train. I'm being completely honest here. He will never train. He believes that no matter what, he will eventually get stronger than Izuku, just because over time, quirks get stronger, and he's noticed that Izuku's doesn't do the same thing. It just seems to get larger. And yeah, so Izuku continues, like, that's his life. He learns he goes to a variety of clubs, even to like some weaponry clubs. Like, he goes to a military-based clubs, like I don't know, Navy clubs and stuff. But he also goes to kendo, boxing, all that stuff. Boxing is so that he can protect himself and so that his clan has something to use. Kendo is so that if he ever gets like a sword or that sort of weapon, like a bat or something, he knows how to use it. Like, he can actually use it like properly. The Navy and military stuff is so that if he gets like a bazooka, grenades, whatever, he will know how to use it. I'm hinting at the Killer Queen song. And I mean like the original Killer Queen, as in like from Queen. Yeah, I have a plan already for what that is going to be. I have had this stand in mind for 3 years now. I have had the idea for ages. I have thought of a ton of songs that you can be used in. So, yeah. I know I had a better one for the breakthrough one previously. I just forgot. I've forgotten what it is. And again, had this stand in mind for 3 years. Will not forget everything. Will not remember anything. Shit. Will not remember everything. Sorry about that. But yeah. Izuku will never be called Deku. I need to mention that Bakugo has no reason to call him Deku because he is not useless. And Izuku, being more mature than anyone else, will not be calling Bakugo Kachan. Also, I read somewhere that Kachan means like ugly bitch or something. I can't remember what it was, but Kachan means something really rude in Japanese. I really cannot remember, but it's hilarious something that. So yeah. Anyway, shit. Sorry. I do not have corona. Do not. I would say do not worry. Do not worry. Sorry. Ugh. But yeah. Moving forward to the day that they leave middle school. I almost said high school. Middle school. I do not use American system because I'm in England. So sorry if I ever messed that stuff up. But yeah, he's going to middle school. So as they're graduating middle school, I'm not sure how that works, but as they're leaving middle school, they have that last day thing. And on that day, Izuku is sitting, his hands behind his head. He's listening to something. He's got some blue headphones. They help with the bass and stuff. He's listening to something great. He's closed his eyes even. He's just like chilling. He's not got his legs on the desk because remember, not a bitch. But he is just full stretched out body, just like I mean, you can see his muscles just rippling for his top. But yeah. Everyone else is still in their positions. Some of the women in that class are basically slightly peeking at Izuku and are taking pictures just because he's got a small fan club now from girls. I'm totally not making anything similar to Jotaro. No, not at all. But yeah, he doesn't call him bitch because I think that's kind of a dick move and unnecessary. But he is not going to give a shit about them and he's just going to ignore them, kind of. I'm not sure if that's worse. Shut up! Give me a second. There we go. Okay. But yeah. I don't care what I was saying anymore. But yeah, as the clock reaches about 3 o'clock, I'm using my school times because I do not go to American or Japanese schools. But yeah, basically, as the clock reaches the time it is near the end of school, there's about 10 minutes left, 10 to like 25 minutes left or something, depending on the school. And basically, the teacher comes in because this is the end of the school. This is the time they have form. I'm bullshitting here, but yeah, this is going to be the time they have form, or whatever the last lesson is. And basically, the teacher comes in. He's got a stack of papers. On the top, you can see Izuku Midoriya because he's got the highest grade. Just think of it like that. Basically, yeah, you can't see anything on them just because they haven't actually been filled in yet. And one of the questions on the piece of paper is, what are you planning to do after you leave middle school? Anyway, so the teacher walks up to that little podium thing, slams the papers down, getting everyone's attention. The girls turn around, Bakugo looks towards him, Izuku opens his eyes. He's not going to move, but he's going to open his eyes. And his headphones seem to tilt without him even touching them, so that he could open up one of his ears. Stop it, Fia! Fia! Shit. And basically, where's your ball? He basically shouts out, why am I saying shout out? He says to the class, today we're going to be doing a small test to find out what jobs you want, where you want to go after middle school, what your plans are, and then suddenly his voice changes into more of an exciting voice, and says, but I know all of you want to go to UA, all of you want to become heroes anyway, so it doesn't, so I'm not going to bother with this. I can't remember what he originally said. I do not care either way, because my story is going to be very different to the original. But yeah, so he then proceeds to pick up the stack of papers that he had just thrown on the desk and throw them into the air. He does not care about cleaners, apparently, or about his students or himself. I don't know who cleans that stuff up. But yeah, this leads to most of the students just start like showing off their quirks. Some guys pull their eyes out. Very weird. Bloody hell, you could implant a Mangekyo Sharingan in an instant. Another guy starts wiggling his fingers around. Creepy shit. People get their wings out. Another chick makes her lips puffy as shit. And etc. So forth. Basically a bunch of weak quirks. There are no strong quirks in this school somehow. I don't understand. Quirks are supposed to get stronger each generation. Is it like their lips get puffy each generation? They're part of the Kardashian. They're part of the Kardashian family or something. I don't know. Anyway, so basically, then Bakugo says his whole speech. Like everyone here's a fucking loser. He does not respect Izuku. Bakugo will never respect anyone until later on once he gets some actual like guidance and shit. But yeah, he does not respect anyone. He doesn't even say Izuku's gonna get in. He just shouts out, "You are all fucking losers. You disappointment. You are a split condom." Stuff like that, you know. Everyone starts to like just get both pissed off and just like disappointed in themselves because they know they can't do anything about it. And Izuku just says, "Good fucking grief," and just tells Bakugo, "Shut the fuck up, Bakugo. Let the teacher talk." Bakugo just, you know, he goes full on rage mode, tries to attack Izuku, and gets a fucking baton in his face. But yeah, Izuku, again, not even moving. And the teacher thanks Izuku, like, with, like, a sort of worried tone, and says, "Okay, then, let's continue." And then he starts listing off people who are going to UA. So Izuku and Bakugo, they are going to UA. What, you don't think? Izuku's smart. He knows that he needs to go to the best schools, even if it's going to be that he's going to be screwed over later on in the provisional licensing exam. He still needs to do this stuff. He needs to give himself the best situations, support groups, everything. Thea, stop eating the pillow. Anyway, I'm not editing anything, so this is all going to be in there. That's very uncomfortable for me. But yeah, anyway, so, stop eating the fucking pillow! Okay, so yeah, Bakugo tells Izuku, you're never gonna get in, you're nothing compared to me, even though Bakugo has never won a fight ever, between the two. Izuku's just like, shut the fuck up, Bakugo. The teacher then continues to list off schools people are going to. Some people are going to the school where the tremor fruit guy is. The guy who can create natural disasters or create tremors. Yeah, some of them are seen applying to that school. Akiho, I do not remember at all. I'm making bullshit up. Some people are going to apparently going to shut the fuck up. Departments over the country. There's one or two people who are actually leaving the school, leaving the country entirely, and there's like going to become exchange students in like America and stuff. Better way of living, yada yada yada. And basically, that's the end of school. The bell goes and Izuku picks up his bag, swings it over the shoulder that has no, massive fucking chain on it. He just walks off. He doesn't take a shortcut. Why is he going to take a shortcut? He has no reason to. He actually enjoys listening to music for longer periods of time, and his mum has multiple times told him, stop listening to music so much, it's really annoying, I actually want to talk to you when you get home. So yeah, he prefers to take a long ways home. But going on that long way leads to a few changes. Now, the sludge villain still goes on the same route. Izuku's change has not been a fundamental change yet. Just because he's smarter doesn't mean that suddenly a villain's not going to go to the same location. He hasn't changed the position of stuff, even though it can be a massive reaction. The butterfly may affect some things, but not this. So Izuku then proceeds to, he's continuing his life. But the sludge villain does find someone. The sludge villain finds the dude with the long ass fingers, the guy who's in Bakufuck's gang. Now this time he's actually going the short route. He doesn't want to be with Bakugo for a bit because he knows that Izuku has pissed him off a lot and just does not want to deal with that. So he's going home through the short route. And he's attacked by the sludge villain and he's completely taken over. When All Might appears, he sees a kid with long fingers just spotting the air, kind of flexing and stuff, moving around, and he's confused. But again, All Might's not a smart guy. He has never been shown to be a smart guy. I highly doubt he had high grades even other than hero stuff. So he just walked on. He continued trying to find the sludge villain, and eventually gave up when his time was out. But yeah, Bakugo had no reason to become a sort of celebrity, neither did Izuku. And the sludge villain might be implemented later in the story. But yeah, that's the end of it. I hope I've given you a good cliffhanger. I've never really tried this before. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll either see you in the next part of this, or I will be making another Ichigo. Whether Ichigo was sent back in time or Kaneki was sent back in time. Because apparently those are the only ones people watch. Not the ones that I spent 5 fucking parts doing. That is fucking annoying. Anyway, so yeah, see you guys next time. I'm putting an outro song now. Oh yeah, and remember to like and subscribe. I do really need that. I don't have too many people watching my videos, so yeah.